Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Juju's Journey. My name is Juju, and this is my journey. If you don't know, I'm a widow now for 1 year and 1 day. Yesterday was the big day that it signified the 1 year anniversary of my husband's death. And something amazing happened yesterday that was unexpected. I was able to pay off my house. And the way I was able to pay my house off could have landed on any day. Actually, I thought it would happen next year, like in January, because we just started filling out the paperwork to close out a little portion of his probate like the day before. I had no idea that the probate judge would go ahead and release the money to pay off my house. So when I got that phone call yesterday, I was just floored that I could go pay off my house, because if you don't know, if you didn't watch my previous video, I prayed yesterday morning for a sign. But I did pray that for the sign to be to let me know that my husband was happy and that he was healthy. But then I also thanked God in my prayer yesterday for my husband being such a good provider and taking such care of me, and thanking him for allowing him to be my husband. I woke up yesterday morning with the notion, like the mindset, because I'm trying to change my mindset because I was falling into a depression. And so I'm trying to do different things to cope. And my mindset was, I woke up yesterday and I said, I'm going to thank God for giving him to me for all of these years, instead of focusing on how long it's been since he's been here, if that makes sense. So I woke up with that mindset, and then in my prayer, I wrote, told God, thank you for giving to me for as long as he did, and allowing him to have chosen me, and for he and I to form the family that we formed. And then I said, and I would please give me a sign. I just said that. I'm not going to repeat myself. Well, then I got the phone call about, 2:33? And at 2 o'clock I signed the paperwork. By 3:30, the house was paid completely off, which means that stress is off of me, which that really didn't stress me out, but my house payment coming into my monthly budget, of course, that ate up a lot of my little tiny budget. So now it's like getting a raise. And then I don't ever have to worry about, something happening and me not be able to make my house payment. So it's a win-win. But it also turned a dark day that I thought was going to be so bad. It turned it into a happy day. Like it was okay. I felt joy. I felt like I had a sign. Everything just felt better. So today when I woke up, my first thing I said to myself was, okay, Angela, you have grieved for 1 whole year. 1 year. You got the sign yesterday to start living. And the reason I said that is because now I can, I don't have a lot of money, but I did want to start being able to afford to go like every 3 months if me and my aunt, who was like my sister, wanted to go to the beach for the weekend, or if me and my friend wanted to go visit her daughter in Washington, D.C. for the weekend. I want to go on a train ride to Washington, D.C. I want to just do short little overnight trips or 2-night trips like once every 3 months or once every 5 months. Nothing major. It doesn't take a lot for me to live, but being able to like pay my house taxes for the whole year and paying my house insurance for the whole year and my car insurance and my car taxes, all of those bills, even stuffing a little bit of money each week, it did not leave much left over. It took me forever to save to go to Charleston for 2 nights. I spent 2 nights in a hotel room. And, you know, when I went to the beach with my children, I didn't have to pay anything. You know, maybe I bought them a few groceries, but they wouldn't let me pay. So I've only done one thing in a whole year, and that almost broke my budget. You know? But I woke up this morning and I said, that's a sign. Like, it happened on my 1-year anniversary of my husband's passing. And I said, that's a sign from my husband and God telling me you need to live. You planned some things here. We worked all this out so you can tuck away and start having joy in your life again. And I just thought that was wonderful. Well, today's Friday. On Fridays, I do not have to go anywhere. I normally we don't eat lunch together on Fridays because my one daughter gets off at 12. Sometimes we'll go have lunch out, and then my daughter, her husband works from home on Fridays. So they do their thing. I don't have to pick up my granddaughter. Well, so today I stayed in my pajamas until probably 12:31. I mean, I did a lot. I mean, I got up, made my bed. I did a lot of piddling. But I took a shower. I didn't put on makeup today. Nothing like that. But I took a shower and got dressed. But before I did that, I did my devotion. And of course it was late. It wasn't first thing in the morning. And let me tell you what it said. It said, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Of course, we've heard that Bible verse our whole entire lives. I mean, they made a song about it. So this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And I was like, wow. Because I woke up this morning and told myself, you know, I'm going to have joy in my heart. I've got permission. I can live. So it says, and then this is the message. It said, every day is a gift granted for us by our Creator. Because God wastes nothing. He doesn't create worthless days. God has given you the gift of life for another day. And He has a purpose for you in it. How might your day unfold differently if you woke up every morning with this verse on your mind? Would you feel more grateful or choose an attitude of joy instead of despair, resentment, or bitterness? Would you be more alert to God's presence and activity and in turn more present to those around you? Try reciting this verse first thing in the morning for the next week and watch what happens in your attitude and awareness of God's presence. I told you. This is how God talks to you guys. And I'm not even a religious fanatic. I don't go to church on Sundays. I've only worked with children ministries, like, you know, teaching Sunday school to 2-year-olds and GAs for grade school students, but that was more foreign, you know, learning about other cultures. And of course, going to church. Well, I didn't even go to big church too much because I was always in the nursery working with the toddlers. And I never did adult Sunday school because I was always with the children. And then, of course, whenever I was little going to church, I was with children. So I've never really had an adult Bible study or anything. And like I said, I dove into it. That's not the only thing I do when I do my devotion, but I dove into it 1 year ago. Well, I've done it several times, but I dove back into it when my husband died. And then when I started getting depressed is whenever I got out of the habit of doing it. I went away for that wedding and strayed away from doing my devotion. And then all these thoughts, I got depressed, I got angry, I started binge eating, I had no motivation, no joy. I was negative. And then what? What is this, day 4, day 5? I've been doing devotion, and every single day it's been amazing. So I'm not trying to preach to anybody. It's just my journey. This is what happened to me today. And I'm very, very, very grateful. I haven't done much today. I've done a lot of thinking, and that's okay too. I moved my calendar. I didn't like it behind me. I want it to the right of me. I guess I like it there. I feel like I need to frame it. I mean, I like the concept of having a whole calendar, but I think I'm going to start living. My office area, I'm looking at it right now. I know y'all, it looks like I'm just crazy looking around like this, but my office area looks horrible, and I had it so neat. So I think tomorrow, my anniversary, tomorrow's my anniversary, I think I'm going to pull everything out and reorganize. I'm going to start planning my budget. But one thing I did when my husband died, because the days, can you imagine living with somebody your whole entire adult life? And then him like 24/7 being with your husband when he retired? It was very quiet around here, so I bought some of those alcohol markers, and I bought some adult coloring books. And so whenever I was watching television at night at my kitchen table, I might add, I was coloring. Journaling and coloring and doing Bible study. That's all I did. But I cut these out. You know what I'm going to do with these, right? No, you don't know. Okay, so I told you my husband and I were planning, in the process of trying to get my upstairs turned into my art gallery, studio, craft room, whatever you want to call it. Well, I was sick about 10 years ago when I let my husband pick out a paint color himself, and this is what he came home with. And it didn't matter. Was my bedroom. It didn't matter. But, and so he painted while I was in the bed watching television, recuperating. And we'll talk more about my sickness, about that later. But we pulled my carpet up, right? And I said, if it's going to be a craft room where we're going to be painting anyway and doing crafts, I was going to decoupage my floor. So what I plan on doing, because it's just subfloor right now, and I said it would be crazy to put down hardwood floors or that laminate, whatever, if it's going to be a craft room. And one day I'm going to sell the house anyway, so I may as well wait and put down laminate right before I sell, just in case we get paint on the floor. Because I do have grandchildren, and if I'm going to have a big craft room, I want them to be able to enjoy it. So I'm going to paint my floor, and then I'm going to decoupage all of this on my floor. They probably won't be touching. Some of them will touch. you know. But I'm going to make like a mosaic floor. And so the paint color will kind of look like grout. And then I'm going to polyurethane over it. And then whenever it's time to put down hardwood floors, they can go over this. So, of course, I don't have enough to do my floor. But I thought I would start in my little office area to get the lay of the land. And I've got this whole bag full too. But I figured I'm going to start coloring again with my markers. I may color one picture a day. I'm not going to do like I did. And I think once I start laying, I think I need to paint the walls first. And so I'll paint the walls first. And then I'll paint the floor. And I'm going to go with some type of white on the walls because I don't have overhead lighting in my bedroom. So I think I'm going to paint the walls some type of white. I've got to ask ChatGPT what is the best color for photography because, you know, I do sell on eBay. And I want to make a downstairs, which is now everything shoved in that room. Because like I said, I moved from upstairs to downstairs. So I can't even get in the room where all of this is stored good. It's like a walk-in closet, but it's actually a bedroom that you've overstuffed. And so I'm going to start working up here because I think that's going to give me the most joy. And I'm going to set a timer every day for maybe 1 hour because I still have to do stuff downstairs. But I'm going to paint my walls white so it'll be kind of bright, but not like a bright white. And then I'll paint, and then my floors will have all the color. And then all the pictures that I have that I'm going to list on eBay. And then things like that, I'll just have an art gallery wall. Because that's how you need to store your pictures anyway. And then get all my shelves up here and get everything organized. I actually have 2 bedrooms upstairs. And once I clean out that spare bedroom downstairs, then I'm going to take the extra bed that's upstairs and move downstairs and probably turn that whole room into my office / shipping room. But although I like my office, I'm afraid to show you my mess. It used to be my vanity because my walk-in closet's right there. But so this, sorry y'all, this desk, all I did is put it up against this is an old house, so this is my old vanity, and my mirror used to be there. That's me and my husband. Gosh, we already had 2 kids by that point. But see, I just ordered a table to move my printer. This is what messed up my look for me, because when I got my printer and my computer, I had to move everything around, and I never did put it back because life got kind of like busy. But so I'm just going to pull everything out. Actually, I might go get some paint tomorrow. It won't take long to paint this one little area. I'll get started in here and paint the floor probably. And then I can check that off my list. That might be something good to do to keep me busy tomorrow on my anniversary. And then all of these are $1 bills. I unstuffed my binders. And you know what, guys? I don't like working with ones. Like when I stuff, I only like ones left over when I do my cash spending in my wallet. And that's how I would, you know, when you get a 1 back, don't spend it. But my budget was so tight, I could only stuff $3 in some categories. And so when I do my budget, I'm not going to I'm going to try to do my budget where it's going to be in even fives on the things that I, fives. And I think while I have the money, I may go ahead and fully fund something. And that way I can start saving money towards other things. But these are all the other money that I'm going to put. I'm going to put all this money into my Ally account so it can earn interest. And instead of sitting in my... This is the money that I thought I was going to have to pay. Some of this money's already in Ally, but I thought this was going to be my car taxes and my house insurance, my house taxes, things like that. So I'll just take that, deposit it, and transfer it over to Ally and let it earn interest. And then the leftover money that I had, I'm going to fully fund some of my categories, and I'm going to recreate my categories because I've only been doing the envelope budgeting for 1 year. And after you tweak things as you go along, there are some categories that I know after doing it a year that I need to add, and there's some that I probably need to take away. So I'm excited that I'm able to do that. And I'm only able to do that because of God and my husband. It's a good day, y'all. I'm not depressed today. I know that sounds horrible, but I'm not depressed. I'm happy. Not because I got money and not because I paid off my house. I knew that was going to happen. That was going to happen. I had no worry that was going to happen. The money was not a miracle or a gift. The timing of it being yesterday was the gift. Do you understand? I mean, that money has been sitting in my husband's estate account for a year almost. I knew I was going to, there was no ifs, ands, or buts that I was going to get it. It was just a matter of when. Only because of the other debacle that I'm having to deal with. But it doesn't matter. It didn't even matter when. I could have kept on keeping on. It wouldn't have mattered. So, I asked for a sign and it came yesterday. That's the whole point. I got my sign, and also I got my sign that it's time to rejoice and be happy. God gave us this one life, so we can't just be depressed. And it's okay to grieve. We've got to grieve. But it's okay to live too. If we could tell someone, if we were the person that died, we would tell our loved one, please enjoy your life. I'm fine. And that's all I needed to know yesterday in my heart, that everything was okay. And it's time. It's time to make things happen. And you're going to, if you're grieving as well. As hard as it may be, you'll get through it, I promise. You will get through it. I have a friend of mine she got through her son dying. She had a daughter. She said if it wasn't for her other daughter, she doesn't know if she could live. But, I have children I have to live for, grandchildren. But also, I have to live for God. So, it's all good. And we are going to be just fine, guys. Go out. I didn't go out. I did go to Dollar General or General Dollar. What is the name of that place? And got more coffee creamer. But I did not get Funyuns. Today, instead of getting Funyuns, I decided to get, I got, trail mix with, you know, I didn't get the unhealthy one. I didn't get the one with the peanuts. Or I didn't get the one with the M&Ms and the whatever. I got the other kind that's not so much fattening. I got the one with dried fruit. I know that is fattening. That's a lot of sugar. But I got that to snack on. I'm going to have a steak in a little bit. My son-in-law always cooks me a steak once a week. For some reason, my body craves red meat. And not hamburger's not going to do it. It craves a steak. I can just feel different after I eat it. And so during the week, they cook really healthy. Like, you know, they don't fry chicken. They bake their chicken. So, they do really good. And so anyway, once a week he cooks me a steak because he knows I crave it. They're so good to me. I'm so blessed. I get phone calls every single day of my life from all of my children except for one. That's 4 kids that check up on me. Some more than others, but when I say more than others, I don't mean it like that. I usually get multiple phone calls from the same child every day. And I love it. They love their mama, and I love my babies. But it's been a good day. A lot of thinking. I did a lot of journaling today. And I'm happy. And you're going to be okay too. We're going to be just fine. So I guess today I'm going to, instead of doing may the Lord bless you and protect you, and may the Lord smile down on you and be gracious to you, and may the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace, from Numbers 6:24 through 26. I guess we're going to be saying, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24. I think this is going to have to be our new little tagline, or not tagline, ending to our videos for a while. Anyway, thank you for watching. Somebody actually liked my video that I posted. Today is Friday, December 12th, 2025. But I did figure out, I still haven't been on my computer to try to figure out how to make videos. I just hadn't been able to go there. I had good intentions, but it hasn't happened. But somebody did like my video yesterday. They thumbs up it. Thank you. Y'all thumbs up and follow or subscribe. Subscribe. That'll be a lot of fun. And comment. Say hey to me. Even if you just say hey. You know, just say hey. Anyway, thank you. Y'all have a good night. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.